Greetings, everyone. Rajee Narinesingh here, transgender activist, author, mystic, actress, reality TV personality. Hey, listen, I'm a lot of things, y'all, okay? So, I'm coming to you from my very humble home here in South Florida, USA. And do I look conservative? Maybe a little bit. Honey, listen, I am Rajee Narinesingh. The word conservative isn't even in my vocabulary, but I can at least try, right? So last week, something absolutely historic happened for our community, the transgender community. I was able to travel up to Tallahassee, Florida, which is our state capital, and go to the capital with a group of transgender women. Now, we made history because we're the first group of transgender women of color to ever go to the Capitol and meet with some lawmakers. Well, there was one, okay, I have to say, there was one, a white American trans woman, and she's fabulous, but the rest of us were all trans women of color from different ethnicities and backgrounds that came together to go up to the Capitol to lobby with the lawmakers. And we met with senators and also state representatives. The people we met with were, okay, Nicholas Duran, Laurie Berman, Javier Fernandez, Cindy Polo, and Jason Pizzo. Yeah, Pizzo. Like pizza, but with an O. Oh my God. I tell you, sometimes I get these mental blocks, and I guess it's reminding me that I'm getting older. But hey, I'm still doing it, right, y'all? I still got some moves in me, y'all. Hey, just call me Cougar. So, seriously, the people that we met with, both senators and state representatives, they were fabulous. They are great supporters of the LGBTQ community. They definitely embrace our trans community. And they took time out to listen to us, time out of their busy schedules to sit down and listen to what we had to say. We really did feel welcomed and embraced. But I'll tell you, what was extremely, I would say, telling, for lack of a better word, to our trans community is that there were requests that were made to meet with some Republican lawmakers, and none of them accepted. Now, that spoke volumes to us because, if you are an elected official and working for government, you are a what? A servant of the people, right? You've been elected by the people to represent in government. Now, even if you don't agree with a particular group or understand them, you wouldn't even take time out to listen to us, to hear us. So that was pretty telling. And I'll tell you, walking through the Capitol, we really could feel we were making history because there were people that were very happy to see us there, but there were people that weren't so happy. They didn't seem seem very comfortable with seeing us there. So anyway, we met and we talked about a number of issues in our community, but there were two bills that we wanted to discuss, and I want to get the names correct of the bills. Well, one is the HIV modernization bill, and then the other one is the Florida Competitive Workforce Act. Okay, now this particular bill has been trying to get a hearing for the last 13 years. And let me explain to you in case you don't know. It doesn't just go right away to the floor for a hearing for the lawmakers to vote on. No, no, no. It has to go through these committees, okay? I think there's like 2 or 3 of them to be able to even make it to the floor for a hearing. And this particular bill has not made it to the floor in 13 years. And what it is that in the state of Florida, you can basically be fired for no reason. Oh, you're a good worker, but I don't like the fact that you have a pimple on your nose. No, I mean, I'm being silly, but I'm really being serious at the same time. You literally can be fired for no reason. And you would think that as an employee, you're going to work, you're being conscientious about your duties there, you're working well, you're showing up on time. You would think that, like, that would be enough to keep your job. But a lot of times it isn't, and people are fired because of who they are. So this bill would protect not only trans people, but it would protect disabled people, all sorts of groups of people. So that's an important bill that we wanted to discuss. And then the HIV modernization bill, what it would be is it would actually modernize the current law around HIV. It's an outdated law. Right now, HIV is criminalized. And the law was written 30 years ago when HIV and AIDS looked very different. I mean, I call it the horror days. That's when people were literally dropping like flies, and it was pretty much a death sentence. So many people died. I mean, I would say, I don't know the particular percentage, but just off the top of my head, I mean, when I think about it, I would say probably 8 out of 10 people that got HIV and then it turned into AIDS passed away from it. But 30 years later, fast forward 30 years, it's changed. I mean, the medicines are really good now. People are living their lives with HIV and being able to live longer lives. And it's just not the death sentence that it was. So that law needs to be updated. It's a very outdated law. So these were the two bills that we discussed. And, I'll tell you, I just felt so empowered as a transgender woman of color that's of a certain age. My God, I get a little emotional because there's days where I have to really pinch myself because I can't believe that I'm still alive, that I'm still here, based on all that I've been through, all the discrimination and injustice. And I really didn't think I would make it to this age. I didn't think I would still be here. And to even be able to be here and see these times, I mean, here in our country, in America, the trans movement has seen some momentum in the last few years or recent years. So it's wonderful. It's like, wow, because honey, I was there in the trenches, blood, sweat, and tears, trying to fight and advocate for our community, and to be able to finally see some progression, it's just so overwhelming for me sometimes. So when I walked through the Capitol, when I was walking through the hallways, when I was sitting down with these lawmakers, I was like, wow, there was a time that these doors weren't even open for us. We wouldn't have been able to even able to walk through the doors and sit, for let alone sit down with lawmakers and have a discussion. So that was big. It was big. And I want to thank Ariana Lint and Ariana Center. My God, sister, you are a gem for our community. I love you so much. You put your money where your mouth is. You're able to get resources, and what you do is you share them with the community. And I just appreciate you so much for all that you do, all the wonderful work that you're doing for the transgender community, not only here locally, but worldwide. Tony Lima, honey, Mr. Tony Lima. You are also a gem for our community, and I want to thank you. You're a lobbyist and an activist, and you've been going to the Capitol for many years, and for you to be able to go up with us to the Capitol, with your experience, the guidance that you gave us, I just felt so much more confident walking through the Capitol and maneuvering through the Capitol. Your experience and your knowledge that you shared with us, just priceless. So thank you so much. Shout out to your mom. She did a really great job raising her son. Oh my goodness. And I also want to send some love to my sisters, my trans sisters that I traveled up to Tallahassee with. Um, thank you for allowing me to be a part of the group and into the sisterhood. I just felt so honored to be there with you all, walking through the hallways with you all. We are women trans women from all different backgrounds. We've been through many different things. None of our stories are the same. We have very unique stories, but there's a sisterhood that we share, and there is certainly power in unity. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. And we made history. We made history, you all. January 2020, we made history. Love, peace, and blessings.